Tokens. The smallest individual unit in a program is known as token or a lexical unit. In a program language, the smallest individual unit is called token or a lexical unit. So what is token means? It is the smallest individual unit in a program. It is also called a lexical unit. Python has following tokens. First token names, keywords, then identifiers. Identifiers means names. Then literals, operators, last one conjunctives. So this is the definition of token. The smallest individual unit in a program is known as a token or a lexical unit. So after you studying these tokens, I'm going to teach you how to write a simple program. At that time, you will understand what is keyword, what is identifiers, what is literals, what is operators, and what is conjunctives. So if you don't understand, just go on. Then this is a pure theory. Then write in your copy notes this one, tokens. There are 5 tokens, keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, and conjunctives. Write in your computer copy notes. Then here also write this definition. Then first token is keywords. Keywords are the words that convey a special meaning to the language compiler or interpreter. These are reserved for special purpose and must not be used as a normal identifiers names. It is already have a certain meaning in language, Python language. So here false is already defined inside the Python. So it has a definite meaning. Then assert, class, else, global, lambda, raise, yield, and continue except if. Then each of these words are reserved word. That is, it has a special meaning in a Python language. So example, in a real time example, okay, max, pi, you already know that the value of pi is 3.14. So that is, pi is already defined. Nobody can redefine that word, right? Nobody can. So if I am using my pi value is 7.14, it is possible. It is not possible. Pi is already defined by mathematicians, right? So here these keywords are already defined. That is called, it is reserved words. Nobody can change the meaning of keywords. Then if you get confusion, don't worry about that. I will teach you in next class with an example. Then next one, identifiers. Identifiers also called names. Identifiers are the fundamental building block of a program and are used as a general terminology for the names given to different part of programs via variables, object, classes, functions, list, dictionaries, etc. So identifiers is a user defined name. Okay, user can give a name. So variable, this is another concept is called variable. So variable, so what is the use of variable means? So in 9th class you already learned that a is equal to 10. Okay, that is 10 value is stored in a variable a. So a is called a variable. So what is a means? A is a named memory location for storing a value. This is an example. Okay, a is equal to 10. Okay, a is equal to 10. So according in Python language, this meaning is that the value 10 is stored in a. So a is called a variable. Okay, a is called a variable. So what is the definition of a variable is? It is a named memory location for saving a value. So here, so variable is a named memory location. That is, this is your memory in your computer. That is secondary memory or main memory. Okay, so if you want to store these 10 in a memory location. That is, if you want to save this 10 in your hard disk, so you saved. Okay, so this location A. So the user giving a name to this memory location where this 10 is stored in hard disk. So that memory location I called A. The user defined A. That is, it is called, it is a named memory location for storing a value. B is equal to 11 means 11 stored in somewhere in the memory, somewhere in the hard disk, 11. So I just named that memory location B. Okay, this is a concept. Then C is equal to this is a string. So these two are integers. Then another I just write Sedu. Okay, Sedu. This is a, what is this? This is a string. Okay, C is equal to Sedu means the value Sedu is stored in C. So this Sedu is saved already, already saved in somewhere in your memory hard disk. Then that location is C. I think you understand the concept. Then, so user can give the name. That is, it is called identifiers. It is called user defined names. User can give the name except these words. Okay, except these words. False, user cannot use this. That is, the user can give the name to identifiers, then that name will not be a keyword. Okay, false is equal to 0. It is not possible because false is already defined in Python. Okay, then assert is equal to Sedu. It is possible. It is not possible. That is, keyword do not use in identifiers. Keyword do not used as an identifier. Okay, except this keyword, then user can use any other words like A, B, AB, A slash, B slash. So a lot of things. Okay. And identifiers start with a letter A to Z or A to small z, an underscore followed by 0 or more letters, underscore and digit 0 to 9. So if you want to create an identifier, there is a rule associated with it. So what is the first rule? The Python identifier start with a letter capital A to Z, capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D, F, E, G, okay, F up to Z, or it is start with A, small a to small b, small c, small d, small f, then, or it can start with an underscore, then followed by more letters, underscores, then digit. Okay, that is, I can create a identifier with a capital A or capital B, capital C, capital D, or A to Z, that is called A to Z. Then you can start an identifier. You can give an identifier name using starting letter small a to small z, any. Then it is possible to start with an underscore. So here I can create a identifier named AB. Okay, AB now is an identifier. So here it is possible AC because it's starting small letter. Then another A, capital A, it is possible. Okay, then A, B, it is also possible. Okay, that is, it is a combination of capital A to Z or small a to Z. Okay, then it is also starting with the underscore followed by capital A to Z or small a to Z. Okay, then you can use the 0 to 9 numbers as an identifier, but the numbers will not start a identifier, that is 0 ABC. It is not possible. That is, if you want to create an identifier, it should start with a capital A or capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D to Z, or small a small b, small c to z or underscore. So starting with the number, it is wrong. Okay, but in between you can use, that is a 0 capital A. It's an identifier. Okay, it is an identifier. It is possible. In between you can use, in between or at last you can use a 0. It is also possible. Then starting with the underscore 0, it is also possible, because you can start an identifier with the underscore or capital A to capital Z or small a to small z. Okay, if you get confusion, don't worry about that. With the example, I will teach you later. Then next, this is an example. Python does not allow punctuation characters such as at, dollar, and percentage within an identifier. Python is a case-sensitive program language. That is, if you want to create an identifier with at, dollar, percentage, it is not possible. Python will not allow these symbols inside an identifier. You can use a to z, small a to z, underscore, and digit. So starting with the digit, it is also not possible. So these are the valid identifiers. This is starting with the M, capital M. These are the one valid identifiers. This is also starting with the capital D. This is also starting with the capital Z. This is also correct. Capital with the then starting with these identifiers, starting with the capital M, it is also possible. Starting with the underscore, it is also possible. Starting with the underscore, it is also possible. This is also possible. Then starting with the again underscore, it is possible. Starting with the small capital F is also possible. Then starting with the small m also possible. Starting with the small a is also possible. Okay, you can start with the capital A to capital Z, small a to Z, then underscore. It is not possible to start with the zeros. Then file 1, 2, 3. Did you see that the numbers come in between or last? Okay, in between or last. Here numbers come in between, right? In between, it is also possible. Then the following are some invalid identifiers. That is, this why it is invalid. Data minus rec. This is not possible. Contains special character hyphen. This hyphen not allowed to create a identifier. You can use a to z, then small a to z underscore. Then this is 29 CLCT. This is starting with the number. Starting with the number is not possible. Then break. What is break? You check the break means break is the keyword. Okay, break is the keyword. So keywords are not used in identifiers. So keywords are, you have no permission to use keywords as an identifier. So break is a keyword reserved word. Okay, reserved word, it is not possible. So that's why it is an invalid identifier. Then my dot file. So it containing dot operator. So it is allowing. It's not allowing, only allowing a to z, small a to z, then underscore, then 0 to 9 numbers only. So space is not allowed. If I am going to create one identifier, if I am going to write okay, if I am going to write debug, then space Matthew. Okay, Matthew. Okay, then all I'm using all small letters, numbers. Okay, all small letters, it is allowed, but one special character is here. What is that? Space. So space is not allowing in identifiers. Instead of this space, you can use a debug underscore Matthew. Okay, underscore Matthew. It is possible. So space is not allowing in identifiers. I think you understand this one. So if you creating an identifiers, don't use a space. Okay, then don't use a special characters instead of underscore. So okay, except underscore, not instead, except underscore. Then next token is literals. Literals or values. Literals is also called a value. Okay, identifiers is a name. Literals is called a value. So here another example. This a is a variable. then A is equal to 10. So A is a identifier, right? A is an identifier, then 10 is a literals. That is, A is a name, 10 is a value, right? A is a name, 10 is a value. Literal is a literal name, then identifies names. So A is equal to 10 means A is a identifier, then 10 is a literal. Okay, then name is a variable. You already know that variable. Name is equal to root. Name is equal to root. Here variable, this variable, what is the name of this variable? Name of this variable is name. So this name is an identifier, then this root is the value of this identifier, that is root is a literal. That why it is called a literal or values. Literal is also called value, then identifiers is also called name. There are 5 types of literals in Python: string literals, numerical literals, boolean literals, special literal, non-literal collection.